Hello and welcome to Mindset Matters. Are you a stress fainter? Let's find out what that means in today's Mindset Matters, where we polish the diamond of your mind into a jewel that lets your soul shine. My name is Christine Berry. For the last 15 years, I have been working in metaphysical studies and as a practitioner and an instructor, both through BodyTalk and through Soul Realignment Akashic Readings. I hope you'll enjoy this little lesson about stress and how we can actually navigate to make our world a better place by understanding ourselves better. Let's get started. The nervous system has two states. So we can be either in the sympathetic, which promotes protection and creates constriction, or we can be in the parasympathetic. And this promotes restoration and creates expansion. Obviously, one sounds a lot more fun than the other. We can only be in one operational state at any given time, and each state can be experienced physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all three or a combination. I will say that most versions of the sympathetic state are actually life-diminishing in nature if we are in that state too often or for too long. So the desired state is for us to be in the parasympathetic. Now here I'm going to talk about some signs of a fainter, because I really do believe that the first step towards life-affirming changes that we can make is to understand ourselves better. So let's see if this sounds like you. Physically, when we are a fainter, we will have the tendency to be feeling out of commission. We may be exhausted, we might feel unwell or sick. We could display or experience false symptoms. We may even experience real symptoms. We may faint, literally. We may fall or stumble or lose consciousness. So there's a bit of crossover here with the freezer, if you've listened to that lesson as well. And I find that I span both of these depending on the situation. I don't honestly get that stressed anymore, but I definitely have noticed that as I'm watching myself, if I am making a lot of changes in my life, which causes our ego and our subconscious mind to get stressed out, then it will react in this mode. I will become I feel a little off or a little bit weird. And when I realized this, it was a light bulb moment for me, because it was my version of having a reaction. It was my version of resistance. And so when I noticed myself physically feeling a little off or a little unwell, I stop and I ask myself, am I healthy? Is there actually anything wrong with me? And 99% of the time, the answer is I'm fine, and no, there is nothing wrong with me, because I'm going through a period where I'm changing things in my life that is causing my ego resistance to kick up in this really subtle and almost underhanded way. And so if that's you, hopefully this will have been a helpful awareness for you to hear about what has happened for me. Now, mentally, this is where it really plays in for me, is not being able to be present. Maybe having that blank brain. You had all these great ideas. You knew what you were going to do, and it just flew the coop. The ideas just flew the coop. You may feel confused. You may get overwhelmed. You may have feelings like suspicious thoughts, or things like, I went and I did that, and I think maybe I picked something up from that person, or, maybe that person was sucking my energy. Maybe they're an energy vampire or a time vampire. So we get suspicious and we feel affected by whether that be people or situations and so on. And so you could have even hypochondriac type thoughts. You may find yourself thinking in incoherent ways. You might feel scattered, and you might actually not be able to be present in your body. So sort of this out of body feeling, and maybe a little bit of a space cadet sense that you're just not grounded. And then finally, emotionally, there's a lot of crossover between all of these, of course, but I tried to break it down because we may experience some more than others. For me, it's usually a mix of all three. So you may feel emotionally weak or unwell, that sense of malaise. You just don't have the energy or the get up and go. I don't really know if this is what I really want to be doing. I don't have the drive and enthusiasm anymore. That's a lot of resistance happening. We may feel some version or level degree of fear. We may experience sadness, regret, overwhelm. We may feel discouraged. We may feel like we've missed out on something. And so we kind of look back and regret, oh, I made those choices and that didn't really work out for me. Or how come I'm always the one that misses the boat? If I'd only made that decision differently. We can feel very disconnected. We can feel alone. We could feel like the odd person out. And so this can be just that feeling of woe is me, or how come things don't work out for me? I never seem to make it. Maybe I'm just not good enough. This type of thing can actually take over. And really all it is that we've gone into this stress mode, this sympathetic stress mode of being in that faint mode. Now, I'm here to tell you, as if you've listened to my messages before, there is always a better way. And my goal in life is to help you find that better way for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. I do the same thing for myself, and I want to share that with you. We each hold the power to stop our cycles of stress. So we must pause. We really have to determine that we deserve peace. So then from that determination, we have to take the initiative to make the time and space for change. And one of the only ways we can really make those changes after we've decided that's what we want to do is to understand ourselves, understand our stress, so that we can engage in better solutions, more long-term solutions, rather than a Band-Aid. There is a time and place for a Band-Aid, of course, but that is not the end game. We would like to really resolve these things. And so understanding helps us with that. So one of the things we really want to be clear on is that we want to cultivate the parasympathetic nervous system state. And it is very possible. It is not, anybody can do this. Okay. I will give you lots of suggestions, but anybody is capable of cultivating their parasympathetic nervous system state. Because the bottom line is our body and mind only can reverse stress when we are in this parasympathetic nervous system state. And we then are responsible to choose solutions that activate this state. And this will look like things such as growth, healing, digestion, rest, refreshment, renewal, rebuilding, and recharging. Anything that promotes any of those types of things will help you get into that parasympathetic nervous system state. I really do believe we are not made to be broken. Sometimes that doesn't seem to be the case in the way our world operates. There's a lot of problems and maybe not a lot of effective solutions, it seems. But when we are determined to believe this to be true, our reticular activating system will help us find those solutions. I'll do a talk about that at some point as well. I love the reticular activating system and how we can harness it to make our lives the way we want it to be. Now, back to the parasympathetic mode, we are not made to be broken. And when we really realize this, and we know that our patterns, these past patterns of maybe being a fainter or a freezer or a fight or a flight type response, our patterns do not need to define who we are. Again, we have to claim that. So just decide that your patterns do not define who you are. And when you do that, you can confidently look for and make effective changes. There are so many solutions out there. We do know that doing what we've always done will render us the same results. So it's obvious that taking new relevant action is the best way to ensure new desired results. I invite you to use my list of solutions that I'm going to suggest to you now, or create your own. But the bottom line is that you can choose peace today. Parasympathetic activities that I love. You may have heard of these before. The Cortices brain balancing technique is excellent. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to apply. You can do it whenever you want. It cannot cause you any harm, and you can do it for yourself. You can also have someone do it for you. I have a lovely video here on my YouTube channel, The Good Energy Hub, that you can watch and tap along with me. Also, breathing deliberately. Now, we have to breathe to stay alive, but I'm talking about deliberate breathing, breathing that we are either doing in a specific way or for a specific amount of time with a specific focus. I really do believe intention is everything. So taking time every day to breathe deliberately, all you need to do is just look up breathing styles on the internet and you will find lots of options. Pick the one you like the best. Guided meditation, really any type of meditation, but if meditation stresses you out, guided meditation is a good way to get started because someone is helping you stay on track. And I have created a beautiful guided meditation to promote peace. There's lots of energetic goodies included in my peace meditation that's 6 minutes long. Just check the link below and you will be able to get that guided meditation for yourself. I hope you enjoy it. Hugs are awesome. Find someone that you can hug. Find somebody that can hug you. This is really helpful to bring us into that parasympathetic state. Nature walks, any type of engagement with nature. Put down your phone, put down your devices, get out there, put your feet in the grass, walk in the forest, breathe in the aromatherapy that the plants give off. Any type of nature connection, true connection where you're being present will help bring you into that parasympathetic state. It's free and it's available for you anytime. Now, 2 things that I have created that I offer that obviously they're not free, but you might need a little bit more help. And this is what you would want to try if you do need a little bit more help getting into that parasympathetic state or staying there for longer, is a BodyTalk session. BodyTalk is excellent at getting to the underlying causes of our stress, eliminating it so that we can actually live in a more peaceful state for longer without those things rearing their ugly head every moment of our day. And sometimes with the BodyTalk sessions, you'll find that these things get resolved for good. And that's a very beautiful thing when that happens. Also, I've created a peace series that I will be launching shortly. So please stay tuned below. You can visit this link again and you'll be able to see if it's actually been activated, but it'll be an online course that you can take at your own pace that has lessons about how our body mind functions so that you can not only gather more peaceful experiences for yourself, but you also are going to be learning and using tools that will help you create that on an ongoing basis. So really giving you that ability to take care of yourself in a beautiful way. I thank you so much for spending this time with me. Please visit me at thegoodenergyhub.com. There are links below for everything that I've mentioned here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and have a beautiful day.